is Friday talking tea. I got my little tea. I always have my tea because it helps keep me calm. It helps soothe me. Hope everybody Friday has went well for them today. I just had to put my disclaimer out because I will be talking about a topic that is very, it can be very personal to others, and it can a topic that is very, it's a very sensitive topic. When it comes down to domestic violence, gun violence, and things like that. You probably heard about this story here. This is what's trending right now. But before I get into this commentary, I did want to come on and share about some things that I did accomplish this week. I was able to. Hey Frank, how you doing? Good to see you. Happy Friday. Hey Lion Pride, how you doing? Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Did y'all hear about the governor would killed his wife and turn around and killed himself? This is just like domestic violence awareness, stop gun violence. I'm always, if I see something that I want to talk about when it comes down to awareness, I pick up on it. But how's everybody doing today? I just want to give an update on my wellness journey. I'm doing pretty good. I'm about 9 weeks in of doing the cardio. It's been challenging, but, I'm starting to get adjusted to doing the cardios, and my blood pressure doing pretty good. I'm trimming down some inches. It's going to be a process, but I feel good about where I'm at, and I'm going to keep moving forward. My doctor just told me just try to be consistent, but don't do anything to hurt, make your issues worse than what they are. Just keep moving a little bit. So I do want to tell everybody thank you for supporting me and following me on this. And also shout out to everybody who did the prayer today. We did 5 days of prayer. I'm sure a lot of y'all reached a lot of people with the prayers. We got to continue to keep praying and just continue to keep lifting ourselves up, continue to stay motivated. So next week we will be doing pineapple water for 5 days. It's just only pineapple and water. You can use the fresh pineapple, the whole pineapple, the cut pineapple, however you want to do it. If you want to make your big pitcher of pineapple water, but you can drink off a couple days, that'll save you. Sound like I got a cold. Those allergies was messing with me. And that's why I'm drinking on my tea. That's why I'm drinking on my tea. I have to keep those, keep my throat from itchy. And, I have that sinus and that allergy. I'm about like my granddaughter. I was outside today, and you know how that is. I was out there. That pollen is out there. It is out there. It was hot today, y'all. Today would be one of those hot days. You sound like you were moving a lot of. Yeah, it been one of those days. That's why I got my tea right here. Try to soothe. I'm not coughing, but I just, I've been sneezing a little bit earlier. But like I said, I was outside, and my granddaughter go through the same thing. So how's y'all day been? So y'all did hear about the this situation here. It's just sad, y'all. It's sad. It's very sad. I'm going to get into it in a minute, but shout out to everybody that did prayers of the day. Continue to keep praying. Continue to keep lifting yourself up. Continue to keep yourself motivated. Lion Pride, have you been coming on? I be trying to catch you. Have you been coming on lately, or you took your break? Girl, I was end up making me some tuna because that's what I had, right? And when you have black pepper make you sneeze anyway, it's just like I couldn't stop sneezing. I'm like, oh my God. I've been missing you, Lion Pride. I've been missing you. I mean, you've been taking your break. I'm going on in 30 minutes. Oh, okay. You had been taking your break. And nothing wrong with that. But I just wanted to put this. I just sprinkled just a little bit on top. Oh, boy. I already was sneezing. But this is my disclaimer right here. This live stream discusses sensitive topic including domestic violence, mental health, and loss. The content is for awareness, education, and support purposes only. I'm not a licensed professional, and this is not a medical or mental health advice. If you or someone you know is in danger or experiencing distress, please seek help from a qualified professional or emergency service immediately. So these just some hotline numbers, the suicide numbers, and I have to put these disclaimers out here. Even though I'm a wellness, I talk wellness, I don't mind sharing information and things like that, but I'm not here to suggest anything. I basically talk about what I go through because everything that I go through, it come from my doctor. So, but this is an open panel. If anybody want to come up and share anything, if you're going through anything, I want you to know you will not be judged. Over here, you can share your story, your testimony, and we use your testimony and your stories to keep people uplifted along with yourself. So this is a sad situation where it happened. Frank, I saw your prayers this week. I seen you had went you spoke live. You did a video praying on your own. I like that. You good by speaking like that. Sometimes I have to record myself 2 or 3 times sometimes. So in order to get the way I want to talk, that's why I mostly just be writing. Because when I be up here talking now, I get tired to catch y'all tell sometimes. But yeah. Tap the heart to the bottom right hand side. Oh, okay. But like I said, I want to put this disclaimer out here. And this is just a sad situation, y'all. I've never heard of this man right here. Have y'all ever heard of him? That's why I say it's just something happening every day. I feel sad for the kids. I feel sad for the kids. And it was obvious that this man didn't care for his children. He couldn't have cared for his children. And he obviously didn't care for himself because he ended up killing himself. So I'm just going to get into some information that is being reported. I don't know the real motive, but you killed your children parents. Then you turned around, then you turned around and killed yourself. God is not going to be pleased with that. God would not be pleased with that. You hear me? So, everything with people, when something happens to people, they always say mental health. Okay, I was reading because I'm finna get into this now. This is for educational entertainment purposes only. You did read my disclaimer. I was reading where they were saying that he been needed help. Okay, you been know this man needed help, right? Hey, One Craft, how you doing? I'm here, y'all. I just behind this picture right here, but I'm trying to get it where I can get up here. So, I don't like when people say, yeah, we've been told him he need to get help. Why say that now? Why you wasn't trying to? I know you can't make grown people do anything. You really can't. It got to be what they want to do. But still, you can't, some people I was just reading where he was, hey y'all, I'm here. How y'all doing? I was reading where I guess he told someone, happy Friday, everyone. Good to see everyone. This is just awareness. In this case here, we see a lot of It's some domestic violence, suicide awareness, and they claiming he had some mental health issues. And from what I read, like he was telling people, but what good it is to tell people and you don't do nothing about it. See what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get into my commentary. Good to see you, one crafted sister. How that garden going on over that girl? How that garden going along? That's one crafted sister, everybody. She been over there throwing down in that garden. She also did some of the prayer. So good evening, everyone. Welcome, like I said, welcome back to my channel. This is Friday Talking Tea, where we talk about wellness in real life and real conversations. Tonight we'll be doing I did my recap of what did this week. I still was doing my cardios. I'm gonna stick with it, even though my bones be aching, but I know how to take breaks in between. But I'm starting to feel some of the results from doing the cardios. I'm moving a little better. My family said, "Mom, you seem like you starting your joint." I've been working with those joints. Some of those joints where they ain't been moved, I'm moving them now. But I still ache along with it. But my doctor just told me to just do things in moderation and just put a little work in. I ain't got to do a marathon. When I get up there, just do what I can do. So that's what I basically be doing. Like I said, I have been losing some inches, and I know those inches gonna turn to pounds after a while. It's a process. If I stay around my grandkids, I'll probably be all right. They be like, "My grandma, don't blame that on us. Don't blame that on us." But other than that, I'm gonna continue to keep moving forward. Long as God give me the strength to do so during the exercise and Lion Pride be telling, I used to hear her say in her chat all the time, just keep moving, move what you can, move what you can. So that's what I'm doing. I'm moving what I can. How the kids now, yes, they definitely, oh my God, they definitely gonna need mental health. So getting into my topic today, y'all see my disclaimer and everything. So before we really begin tonight, the conversation might include a sensitive topic like domestic violence and mental health. This is a safe space for your awareness. Like if you want, I have had people come on my channel when they have been overcoming from drugs. I had a lady come up on my channel. She had AIDS. I be wanting people to want them to know that my channel is safe, where you can come up and share and you won't be judged. Yes, that my motto, keep moving. Yeah, used to be saying all times, Lion Pride, my foot, my foot had put me down for a while, but it still bothered me some. But my main issues is my back. My back is the problem for everything, because I got a bulging disc, and it's just I got inflammatory arthritis back there, and it run down, that pain run down my lower back, down my left leg, and it messed with that nerve in my knee. That's why you see me with that brace on, because my knee be burning, and I'm going to a pain center and taking treatments and stuff. I'm supposed to go every week, but Trump got my co-pays up, so I gotta go next week. I try to go every 2 weeks. So this is a chronic thing I'm dealing with, but with the cardios and the trying to avoid food with inflammation, I'm starting to feel more confident in what I'm doing. I say every day from bit to try to keep. Yeah. Now, like I said, do what we can do. I'm finna get into this commentary right here. From what I read, one of the children called 911. It's just a sad situation. It's sad because last week, a couple of weeks ago, it was another. Well, he didn't kill himself, but he did kill his wife. I was talking about that because Frank had sent me that. Where this man had killed his wife. She was a preacher. And I'm like, what's going on? What is going on? I mean, If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then you're not taking responsibility. And people done put up with stuff for years, and they get to the point where they just can't take it no more. Why you gonna hurt somebody if they wanna go on with their life? Why you hurting your kids, man? This is what I don't understand about this dude right here. He couldn't have loved his children. Now that his children is left with nobody, relatives. He didn't took those children mother from them, y'all. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. He didn't took those children mother from them. And he knew God is not pleased with what this man did. Then he turned around and killed himself. You know where you going, dude. You know where you going. You know where you going. Welcome in. All we can do is pray for the kids. Amen, Glenn. We got to pray for them. So like I said, this is a disclaimer. Like I said, this is for awareness, support. I'm not a licensed professional. If you need help, please reach out to resources listed in the stream. I have included 1-800 numbers. If anybody going through anything, it's going through any type of distress, dealing with any type of domestic violence, or having any type of suicidal thoughts, there are people that can help you. You know, a lot of people don't like to call people, but you never know. You don't have to leave your name. Those are numbers, anonymous numbers. And just know that your voice matters. Just know that you matter. And you're not alone if you're in a type of situation like this. Like I said, this is an open panel. If anybody want to feel comfortable enough to come up and share anything, just let me know. I'll drop the link. Only thing I ask, please be respectful, uplifting, and mindful. We're here to support one another. Okay? Hold up. I got some more. Like I said, this happened a few days ago. So now let's talk about it. Let's talk about this tragic situation that has been reported. Authorities say that was a domestic related incident involving a former public figure and his wife. It is being reported as a murder-suicide, but the details are still developing. So this is still an ongoing investigation. You know, I don't know all the real motive behind it, but I'm doing research on it. I know that they was in the process of getting a divorce from what I have read. So let me get into what I read about this situation. Okay, I'm going to see what the current updates from what I'm seeing now. This was reported on yesterday. This happened yesterday. So let me see, can I read some of the things, what they saying? Justin Fairfax, an ex-lieutenant governor of Virginia, kills wife and himself. Police say couple were living together amid divorce and teenage children called 911 from Annandale home. So, y'all hear this? They was getting a divorce, but they were still living together? I mean, from what I'm reading, they had started the process of getting a divorce, but they were still living together. Wow. Justin Fairfax, a former lieutenant governor of Virginia whose tenure was upended by allegations of sexual assault, shot and killed his wife, Serena Fairfax, on Thursday before killing himself, police said. Wow. So he was already alleged to have some sexual assault charges against him. Someone already filed some sexual assault charges, but he said he didn't do it. This is part of what he was already dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Davis, the chief of Fairfax County Police Department in Virginia, said at a press conference that the killings took place in the context of an ongoing domestic dispute surrounding what seemed to be complicated of a messy divorce. Wow. So all this came from them arguing about, I guess, either, you know, they had to maybe just get things prepared for the divorce. You know, when you get divorced, you gotta, especially when you got kids involved, you gotta make sure the kids are be safe. You gotta make sure they be taken care of. Gotta make sure they have somewhere to live. If you got a home with someone and you get a divorce, all that gotta go through court. They gotta see who gonna end up with the house, who gonna end up with the children. Gotta find out about the financial situation. You know, so they said it was headed to a complicated or a messy divorce. The shooting took place at Fairfax residence in Amadale, Virginia, and police arrived on the scene after receiving a 911 call from one of their teenagers shortly after midnight. Former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax shot and killed his wife inside their home and then shot and killed himself. Ooh, you ain't nothing but the devil. You going, you know where you going. Straight to you know what. So what y'all think about this story? What y'all think about this? They said it came from a complicated divorce. They were getting divorced, but why was he still in the house? Why was he still living there? Maybe she was helping him out, but you finna get a divorce from this man. And I don't know if he has been violent toward her before or they've been having issues before all this happened. Why she didn't have a restraining order? Why she didn't have something to keep him away from her or something? You know, they were still living together, but they was in the mix of getting a divorce. So let me see. I'm gonna read on. A Democratic lieutenant governor who served from 2018 to 2022 under Ralph Norman, Justin Fairfax for 47. Wow. This man was 47 years old. 47 was the second African American to hold the statewide office in Virginia since Reconstruction and considered a rising star in the state politics. His career was upending in 2019 when two women accused him of sexual assault. And he faced barrage of calls to resign and wilder misconduct scandal that engulfed Northern administration. Fairfax denied both allegations. So wow. So he had all that going on too. And then he's going through a messy divorce. He had to resign from his last job. And, you know, he had some things going on with him, but still, you shouldn't have did that to those kids. For that, you had to take those kids' mama. So in 2021, Fairfax sought the Democratic gubernatorial nomination, but finished in fourth place with 3.54 of the vote. David said Serena and Justin Fairfax were living together as they went through their divorce. Even though they was having issues and everything, but they still were living in the same house. No. We finna get a divorce. And you know how this person is. No. You could have been staying with me. Maybe they was helping each other out financially, you know, but no. I got my tea here, y'all, because I've been sneezing here today. So, and that's the former lieutenant governor was recently served some paperwork associated with the upcoming court proceeding that apparently led to his incident last night. What? So he received the papers. He probably saying himself, I'm still staying here. Why you sending me some papers? See, We finna get a divorce. You don't need to be in the house with me. See, here he probably thinking like, oh, everything cool. We still live together. We still can raise the children together. But it's obvious this woman did not want that. She didn't want that. Why did she have him still standing in the house? What you think about that line, Pride? Yeah, some stay together till the divorce is, but so people do that. I guess I've been with mine for so long. But I'm just saying, maybe maybe they was doing it for financial or to each one got themselves situated the way they want to, but back in his mind, he probably still thinking like, wow, I'm still here. Maybe we can work things out, or he probably was, he probably was thinking like, maybe we can work it out. I'm still in the house with you. It can give the weird impression though, if one doesn't want the divorce. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why did you, or I wonder who made the decision to keep him in the house. A lot of people stay together for their children. We know a lot of people stay with their husband or wives before the children because of financial for the children. I don't know how long, it ain't saying how long they was married. I gotta look it up and see, but they seem like it's, from what I'm reading, like they had been together for a while, and they probably just had got to the point where they couldn't really just live together. But you letting this man stay with you after you didn't let him, you got ready to serve him papers? Mm-mm. See, to me, that's still leading a person on. What y'all think? Do you think that was still leading him on and make him feel like, yeah, we're going to work it out. We might have a chance, all kind of stuff probably going in that man's mind. All kind of stuff. Yeah, some stay together till divorce is final because both of them be like, they're not leaving their house. That's true. Till they have to or stay as long as they can for the kids. Yeah, because I know when most of the time when people get divorced, they got to see who's going to end up with the house or with the cars, and they got to see how their children going to be. But he didn't love his children, y'all. This man couldn't have loved his children. He couldn't have loved his children. Why you going to take their mom from them? If he wanted to hurt himself, well. But why take their mom? He shouldn't have did that to himself either, but why take their mom? Yes, it can be misleading though. It doesn't, that's true. But what people always say, y'all, and I really do believe this. When people say, if I can't have you, can't nobody else have you. When people be saying that, if a person tell you that, you best to believe them. Like my girl always used to say, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. Maya Angelou. She said, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. And when a man or a woman tell you, if I can't have you, nobody else will, man, you best be better believing that and be trying to get on out their house with them. People say a lot of stuff, and they mean it. Some will say, if they drink or got any type of habits or anything, they'll be like, why I said that I was drinking last night, or I didn't mean it. Oh, you mean it. You mean what you said. You meant every word you said. Don't blame what you mean on alcohol, Because that's what a lot of people do. They blame their situations on their habits. No. If you said while you drinking, that's just what you meant to say anyway. That's what I always say. Especially when people would say, "Oh no, I ain't mean it like that. No, I didn't mean for it to come out in that way." Oh yeah, oh yes, you did. You meant every word. If you tell a person I can't have you, nobody else will, you better get to packing up them clothes. You better get to running. Cause that dude, they trying to hurt you. Or that woman. Cause I ain't gonna say it all men, cause there's some women's out there do it too. There's some women's out there obsessed too. Mm, mm, mm. Hey, Jules, how you doing? Did you hear about this story right here? What you think about it, Jules? Happy Friday! Shout out to my members. This is I'm talking about what they're reporting now about the former lieutenant governor of Virginia. He killed his wife and he turned around and killed himself. My prayers is going out to the family, to the children. This is the domestic violence and gun violence case and suicidal awareness. So I'm sharing this today. I'm trying to figure out why was they still in the house together. Like Lion Pride said, a lot of people do stay together till they a lot of people stay together until they finalize the divorce. But I'm like this, y'all. Me and my husband been together 35 years. 37, because my daughter's 37. And I know I hope we be together until we continue to grow old together. Whatever we got to do. But if it ever came to a point where he want to hurt me or try to kill me, and it come to the point where we need to get a divorce, you think I'm going to still want him in the house with me? No, because my children are grown. Our kids are grown. But I think they probably stayed together in the house till everything was finalized. Like Lion Pride said, a lot of this stuff, like the divorces have to go through court. They got to see who's going to get the house, see who's going to get the cars. But like I said, it's not really saying how they're married, but I know in days you're going to probably find out more and more. So I'm going to keep following this to see what was really going on. But he had a lot of stuff going on. He was charged for sexual assault, but he denied the charges. So he was going through that. He lost, he had to resign from the work he was doing. He was in politics. He was a governor and everything. But he had that assault charge, those 2 assault charges against him. So they had to tell him to resign. See, all that stuff, that was messing with his pride, All that was messing with his pride. He probably figured like, look, I done been through this assault situation by 2 women already accusing me of assault. All that is on my record. And then I had to end up resigning from my job. And see, he looking at all this, and now I'm finna get a divorce. He probably talked that lady into him still staying at that house. She probably didn't want him there, y'all. But he has so much pride in him, and instead of just walking away, this is just my opinion now. This is my opinion. Hey, Sixbo, this is just my opinion. She probably just let him stay there because of the fact of all the things that he was going through. How you doing, Sixbo? Happy Friday. I'm talking about the former governor what killed his wife and himself. And from what I'm reading, that they were still staying together, but they was processing the divorce. And I'm just asking the question, why did she let him still stay with her? Knowing they were finna get a divorce, but like we were saying, like Lion Pride was saying too, maybe she was just letting him stay there till everything finalized. But yeah, but it could have, he could have went and stayed with somebody else. But like I said, the man probably had a lot of pride, y'all. He already lost his governor job. He had been accused of sexual assault. So, it was probably making him feel a certain way. Then people would be knowing that his wife didn't put him out. So maybe she was just helping him out, but she was helping him out, but she was probably giving him mixed signals. Like, the one said, whew, he was a weak man for sure. Do y'all think that he was a weak man? I call him a weak man because of the fact he did not own up to the things that he had to do. He was a coward. He didn't know how to work with his wife through the divorce process. Mm-hmm. She do. He didn't never. He don't seem like he even gave it a chance. They went to court, and the court ordered them. I think they had to go back in 2 weeks. So I don't think I would have let him stay with me. I'm sorry. What about y'all in the chat? Ladies in the chat, would you would have let him stay with y'all through the divorce procedure? Anybody? Would y'all would have let him stay? I don't think I would, y'all. She probably didn't think he would do something like that. That's true, but you never know. You never know. And Lion Price, there's no telling. He wasn't going through nothing. He wasn't going through nothing. I was reading what they said. He was telling people he need help. They trying to put it on mental health, right? Frank said he wasn't going through nothing. It is sad as that he did that, though. It is very sad. She probably couldn't just put him out. Oh, you say she probably couldn't put him out, but I mean, maybe he was putting on a little front, like we can work this out. Just let me stay here to the divorce procedures go through. He probably putting on that little act, and she probably let him stay. But there was some red. It had to be some red flags there, y'all. This woman had to see some red flags from this man. I don't know how the kids. I was trying to look up to see how the children was, and I gotta read up some more. And how long did they was married? Because they said the teenagers was at the house. He killed the mother while the children were there, y'all. So I feel like he was less of a man, weak, couldn't face reality that the woman probably didn't want her no more. She wasn't granted the house till the divorce was finalized. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying, because they was in divorce procedures, and they will go have to wait till after the divorce to see who's going to end up with the house. So I see what you're saying, Jules. That's why she let him stay. Because they was in the process of getting divorced. Wow. And I don't know, maybe it's just me thinking this way. Okay, I don't know all the results or all the details about their marriage, but I know they had some children. And to me, why he just didn't man up? Why he didn't man up and say, look, we got this going on with this divorce going on. I know the children probably gonna want to stay with you, so I just going to stay with my mama or sister. I'm sure he had somebody else he could stay with. If they have teens, they probably been married at least 12, 13 years, unless they had kids prior to the marriage. I seen some pictures. I don't know if those some pictures when the kids were younger, but they said in the report that teenagers were there. So I guess tomorrow they'll have more details, but exactly, he probably wasn't going to leave where he considered his house till he had to. So do y'all think that he had the right to be there? Do y'all think he had the right to be at the house? I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I could have let him stay with me. A lot of those people are just bodies walking around and no humanity inside. When they insides get exposed, they perish. Yep, because he didn't want her to get another man. Yep, that's some of it too, Frank. That's some of it too. He didn't want her. And I'm not saying she had another man. I don't know if he had another woman, but I don't see why I could have let that man stay with me. I'm sorry. He could have went to some of his relatives' house. I mean, they said they was gonna be going back to court in 2 weeks, y'all. They said the divorce was being it was gonna be finalized probably in 2 weeks. Why he couldn't have just stayed with his mom or relatives? But he probably like, did my house too. I done put money in their house, like that. He had the right to stay, but not the right to kill. That's true. When it's up to the courts, it's hard to put them out. So sometimes you have to leave if they won't leave. Okay. He was abused to her and she was scared. Okay, you read that somewhere, Frank? Because I'm still looking through some stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot more to this. I guess in the days to come, they're going to put out more stories and see what and what. Oh, okay. But yeah, it probably was some domestic violence there. It was some. Some was going on. They was in the process of getting divorced. So right here, they said both their teenage children were at home when the incident occurred. According to the two sources with knowledge of the investigation, Fairfax's son called 911 just after midnight from the home. The caller said he thought his mother, Serena Fairfax, had been stabbed. What? When police arrived at the home, they found bullet casing near her body. Later, they found Justin Fairfax upstairs with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Wow. Police said there was no prolonged confrontation before the shooting. I think it all kind of happened at once. This is what the police chief said right here, y'all. I think it all kind of happened at once. Fairfax County Police Chief Kevin Davis said there wasn't a pause. It all happened pretty spontaneously. Police said that Fairfax and his wife were in the early stages. They was in the early stages of the divorce proceeding. And Fairfax had recently been served paperwork related to the divorce. There has been an ongoing domestic dispute surrounding what seemed to be complicated or a messy divorce, Davis said during a briefing Thursday morning. So the sheriff spoke in a briefing about it. Then the children had to call. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. They're going to need counseling and everything. So Davis called the incident traumatic for the two teenage children. Wow. He said victim services are working with them and other family members. So they got people to help with the children. And from what they said, family members does have the children. Why could either one of them, I'm not just going to put it all on him, why either one of them could have went to the next relative house until, if you already have an issue and you already want a divorce, why you going to stay together 2 more weeks? That's why I can't figure out. Why are you going to stay with this man 2 more weeks? But I know, like y'all saying, it was his house too, and his name probably was on the house, and he was just waiting for the judge to rule. But there gotta be some have been some red flags. It was something that could have let her know this man is not stable. You know what I'm saying? But she put up with him. Like I said, a lot of people put up with these type of marriages and relationships because of the children They want the children to, make sure they have their children and they raise their children up in a better environment with both parents. But still, I don't know, y'all. The fact that the children saw and had to call, they would definitely need mental health counseling. Yes. A lot plays into that. It sure is, because she might have been scared to leave. I know. Jesus. So let me see what else they said. Okay, they said it's tragic for the children to lose both parents. Extra tragedy for them to actually be in the home when it occurred. Yes. Ooh. Oh my God. Prayers going out to these children. They done lost both of their parents, and then they had to be there. The son was the one found the mom. So he thought initially was she was stabbed. I guess he didn't think that she, had got shot. So let me see what else going on. I'm reading this from the Guardian. They say in January, Fairfax called police alleging. Listen to this, y'all. Have y'all read anything? Because I'm just. Have y'all read anything about it? I'm just letting y'all know this happened on yesterday. They said in January, Fairfax called police alleging. Listen, y'all. Alleging his wife assaulted him. What? Although police determined at the time that the assault never occurred. Based on the footage from cameras at the home that had been placed by Serena Fairfax. He didn't went and call the police and the wife assaulted him. There were no evidence showing that happened in the house. Because the lady had cameras in the house. They ain't seen nowhere where this lady put her hands on him. See, the man, he think he was smart. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to be smart. This was like premeditated. What y'all think? This was something that I might be wrong for saying. I think this man already had up in his mind to do what he was going to do. You going to fake like your wife assaulted you. See, he trying to put it out there like she's doing something to him, even though it's not nothing true to it, no truth to it. So he was trying to get ahead. You know what I'm saying? He was already working. The devil was working on that man already, y'all. The devil had him working already. He already done put out a lie saying the wife assaulted him. So he want that to be on her record. So when it come down to something that happened, they'll say, well, he said that she was assaulting him. But they ain't got no proof for showing that. But it's out there. It's at the police department. He filed charges. You see what I'm saying? So all this stuff already premeditated. He already knew what he had wanted to do. This is my opinion. What y'all think? Do y'all think this man was in his right mind? Are they trying to say, oh, he had a lot going on? It's gonna fall in between mental health and he needed help. He spoke to someone on that he needed help. He told some of his friend that somebody need to help him. What? I read that in somewhere. I gotta see can I find again. So you already knew you need help. See, this what I'm trying to say here, y'all. You already know you need help. We can tell people to go get help. We can suggest help, but they gotta want to do it themselves. If you know you needed help, you got 2 children. Even though you and your wife, y'all was going to get a divorce, think about it. You still would have been getting well, and for you could be there for your children. You want to be a role model for your kids. You got a son. He had a son, right? How do he think that gonna look? How that looking for his son? His son is a young man, and he had to witness the after facts of how his dad had treated his mom. Our fathers, one of the goals that fathers should always do Teach your son how to respect women. Teach them how to take responsibility and show them how a woman should be treated. You see, he a young man, and he gonna have to have counseling because that kind of stuff will affect them mentally. You know how some of them witness and see how their parents be abusive to other children, other people. They can grow up being the same way if they don't get help. It can be a pattern, you know what I'm saying? He is the reason he had a lot going on. So, yes, I said that too, Jewel. He was a selfish man. Selfish. Because of the situation, he was already alleged to be accused of assaulting 2 women. He already had a bad rep against him, a bad background. He had to end up resigning from being governor because of the fact 2 women came out and said that he assaulted them. So how is you being a role model for your son? How is you being a role model for your children if you out here doing these type of things? Teach your children the way how to respect another person. Tell them the way they should take women, respect their girlfriends, their wives, those kind of things supposed to be taught. You see, his last memory of his dad, he killed my mom. And that gonna hunt that boy. That gonna hunt him. They gonna hunt both of those kids. Wow, this is a lot. So he didn't went and called the police, trying to file charges against his wife, right? Saying she assaulted him. The police said they ain't seen no evidence of it, nowhere. And the lady had cameras in the house. She had cameras in the house. So Justin Fairfax, who was 47, served as the 41st Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. He served from 2018 to 2022. And in 2019 was when the 2 women came forward and accused him of sexual assault. He don't have respect for himself, so he wasn't going to respect his family. That's true. So he served, for a few years until 2019 when the 2 women came and accused him. They said, they go back years and saying in 2004, one lady said he accused her when they was in college. But he said both of the encounters were consensual. He said that, they gave him permission to touch them. But they saying that he's sexual assault now. So he already in paperwork for that. He denied it, but that's caused him to lose his governor job. So they said Justin and his wife met at Duke University. They met in college. Senator Mark Warner of Virginia on Thursday call said it's awful news and said he was still just processing this while the investigation run. Of course, it's still investigation going on. So I'm just reporting what they're putting out. He said, you never know what's going on in any family, Warner said. But I was just talking with Tim Kaine. We were both shocked. This unexpected shock, and for an awful lot of us that work with just, he was working in Congress. He was with a lot of the political people. Wow. He was an enormous talent, and I just can't imagine what his family is going through. Just a lot of people that work with him just like they in shock, Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberg called the incident a horrific tragedy. I'm deeply saddened by the tragedy that occurred last night. She said in a statement, I'm praying for the Fairfax children, and I ask my fellow Virginians to hold them in their hearts and prayer. Wow. Lord, have mercy, Jesus. He felt like the whole world was coming down on him and he couldn't handle it. Yeah. And don't have respect. Oh yeah, Frank was saying he didn't have respect for himself. That's why he uh did what he did. He couldn't wasn't gonna respect his family. Yeah, see, he already, he had to lost a lot. Hey, First Lady, how you doing? Just going over this story about the governor what killed himself and his wife, and just doing a little, just reading the chat. If anybody want to come up on the panel, y'all can come up and share some things. If you're going through anything that you want to share about the man killed his wife and himself, and his children was in the house. This happened on yesterday. He was a former governor, and him and his wife were going through the process of a divorce. He had already been served papers, but they were still staying together. And yesterday he clicked. I guess he got them other papers. He got them papers and stuff, and he got to thinking. I already done lost my job. Well, he was governor, but he had to resign. I'm terrified and joyful. Thanks. How about you? Oh, you're terrific. Okay, girl, this is what you're terrified for. I said, what's going on with you? I see it. You terrific. That's great. I'm doing okay. My body's so, I've been working with my cardios, but I was able to finish this week. Things starting to work all right for me, so I'm just gonna keep on pushing. And I saw this about this governor right here, and there's a lot of awareness here. I'm talking about gun violence. They need to stop gun violence and domestic violence and suicide awareness. All this is awareness today, just spreading awareness and just trying to figure out why this crazy man killed them to the mama. I mean, if he wanted to hurt himself, hey, you do you. Why don't you take those kids' mama, though? Now those kids are left without a mama and a dad. They're left without both of their parents. And I know it's hard on me. I know Mother Day finna come up, but I know it's going to be hard on them. Jesus. I guess he felt like he had nothing to lose. I mean, he like Jules said, he was a selfish man. Caused all the stuff he did, he brought it on himself. Okay, those two women that accused him, he's saying it was consensual. He didn't just assault the women, but they said it was in college. They going back years saying when people touch them, you can go back and get them. Huh? I got this fan on right here. I was sneezing, the allergy messing with me. And he all that stuff he brought up on himself should have kept his hands to himself. When women tell you no, you supposed to stop. If they don't want to have sex with you, don't force them to do it. Because that stuff will come back to hunt you. And that's what happened. He's saying it was consensual, but they saying it wasn't. So they filed 2 sexual assaults against this man. He denied it, but it's caused him to lose his governor job. And he probably just couldn't bounce back from it. Once you get a jacket like that, well, some people go to court, they get the evidence and they show where they didn't do it, but he denied it, but still, those women still was moving forward. But he was a coward, he was selfish, and he felt like killing himself and killing the kids' mama was his way out. No, it wasn't. That wasn't his way out. That was horrible. Now his kids got to grow up without the mom and him. Oh my goodness, the type of craziness is becoming in this. I know, Norm, a lot of these upscale community mental illness will, a combination of anger, jealousy, and a controlled substance. This is the result. Yep, that's true, First Lady. And see, she let him, like they said, everything was it was within the court. So And I was wondering why did she let him stay in the house, but like everybody's saying in the chat, he probably just didn't have nowhere else to go. Hey, Miss Key, how you doing? He probably had nowhere else to go, and they was already in the process of getting divorced and probably waiting to the proceeding to see who was gonna get the house. But I don't think I could have stayed in the house with that man. I don't think I could have stayed in the house with him. He done lied and said you assaulted him, and that was a red flag right there. He was telling a lie about that. That's what Frank had said. See, it was some red flags with this dude. It was some red flags with this dude. But maybe she didn't have a choice. I don't think I would have just let him stay with me. I'm sorry, y'all. Even though they had to go through the proceeding of the wait and see who's gonna get the house. One of them should have left the house. And he should have manned up and said, look, we're going through divorce right now, so I'm going to let you and the kids stay here. But he wasn't going to do that because he felt like he had lost everything anyway. But why take those children mother? Miss Key, you heard about this? About this governor who killed the wife and then turned around and killed himself. They was going through a divorce proceeding. They had to go to court in 2 more weeks. But this dude clicked yesterday. He clicked yesterday. He killed the mom while the children was in the house. The son found the mom. And he killed himself upstairs. Shout out to my members. Thank y'all for being part of the Jolly Trooper team. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, they're looking at it like it's a domestic violence situation. And it's also what you said, Mickey? Let's see, your comment came by quick. This is my first time hearing about it. This happened yesterday, Mickey. It happened yesterday. He was a former governor, and that his wife right there, right? They was in the process of getting a divorce. They had already served his papers, but he stayed at that. She let him stay. She was still letting him stay there when they was all, they was in the process of getting a divorce, but they were still staying together. They were still staying together. Like everybody said, when you going through a divorce, you gotta wait and see who gonna get the house, the cars, but by him being the man, like I said, I'm not picking on the men or nothing like that, but by him being the man, why he just couldn't be a man up and say, look, I'm gonna let you and the kids go on and stay here. I'm gonna go on and stay with some of my relatives, until the divorce finalized. But like I said, he had to probably hit rock bottom because he was already accused of sexual assault by 2 women. He already had a reputation going on now. And she probably didn't want to leave either. Like Frank said, she probably was scared. What is that, Frank? This is what you are. About the yeah, I seen it on YouTube too. Yeah, that wasn't the smartest idea to let him still stay there. But they say a lot of people let them people stay together. They stay together because they be waiting on the judge to decide whether who gonna get the house. But he had already accused her of assaulting him. He lied to the police, y'all, saying the wife assaulted him, and it wasn't true. That was a red flag right there. And I'm sure she's seen a lot of red flags, but she didn't want to leave the house, and he didn't either. So they're going to stay together until the divorce is finalized. But he clicked on yesterday. They didn't make it to the courthouse. He killed them. Then he turned around and killed himself. This is a travesty. Now those children are without their mother and their dad. They without both of them now. It would take a lot of therapy for these children. He was indeed a coward, definitely a coward. He had some deep, dark secrets that she knew about. It was a lot of stuff she was just, It is a story you. Oh, talking about the other story about the talking about the other man would kill his wife. What's wrong with these people killing their wife? You ain't finna kill me, ish. I had my husband. You ain't finna kill me, ish. These folk going around killing their wife. You finna kill me, Ernie? I gotta call the children. Ernie. You ain't finna kill me, is you? Ernie. My husband don't try to get something to eat. He's stubborn. He's stubborn. But I'm talking about the man who killed his wife. You saw it on the news? Ernie. He killed their wife. They was in the process of finna get a divorce. They were finna get a divorce, but they was still staying together. You ain't gonna kill me, is you? Let me live a little bit. What they gonna get divorced for? I don't know. She probably, I don't know who was tired of who or what they was doing. They gotta give us some more details about it. No, the one. Oh, okay, Frank. You think my husband? He think it's about some money. It was about a divorce because he was a coward. He was gonna have to pay child support. He was gonna have to pay child support, and most of the time the judge do award the children to the mama. Most of the time the lady end up with the house, the children. You know, they probably had some cars, the house, jury, all that kind of stuff. They gonna have to go through court. Frank said it was about money or cheating. It was about one of them. It was probably both. He got them papers. And that judge probably gonna award the kids to her. She probably gonna end up with the house. Now the kids they without their parents. Just crazy. First lady said, Mr. Ernie probably looking at you like you're a more valuable alive. You ain't gonna kill me, is you? We ain't got no money. What are you trying to say? If we had some money, you'll kill me? Ooh, don't be scared to go to sleep tonight, y'all. Let me call the children. He said, we ain't got nobody. But Lord, these people going crazy right here, y'all. They is going crazy. My husband not trying to eat, but he's talking about we ain't got nobody. But I'm trying to see. So I think it was either money, like my husband said, money. Like Frank said, probably cheating. See, they don't really they haven't really gotten into details. But I know as the days come, they're going to probably be finding out more stuff. And they're going to be probably trying to bring stuff about her. You know how people do. They're going to have something negative to say about the mama and him. You know, but like I said, all right, friend lady. The story you talking about is on Downtown Crime on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at it. You know, I ain't gonna be able to play it. You know how YouTube is. Even though I put out a disclaimer, I just clicked on a video now. You know, I'm just looking at some of these comments. People saying like, when you have a hostile household, move out. Why you go? Like I said, I know they probably had to stay together, but I don't think I could have stayed with him knowing that we finna get a divorce. And I'll tell you what that fool had going on in his mind. So this right here, this a video right here is showing. They said what likely to lead up to former Virginia LT governor killing his wife and himself. We know. There's a court document shed light on the weeks leading to the moment of Fairfax County, Virginia police said former. They had kids. Yeah, the kids were the one called the police. The kid was in the house when
Small kid.
Teenagers.
Oh man. They had some problems there.
Yeah.
They teenagers too.
So I'm trying to read what they saying right here. I can't play the video. I don't want to get no copyright. Okay, shooting and killing estranged wife, Serena, and then self. Okay, I read that. The two kids was at the house at the time. That's just sad. You could play it when you get out. Yeah. They said he did a lot of isolation, drinking, a lack of participation in family life, or manifestation what seemed to be sense of falsetism and hopelessness. It's just like it's just like he was going through rock bottom. He was drinking. Yeah. He wasn't doing a lot of things that because he got accused. Well, he was alleged. Two women came forward and said he assaulted them, and he was a governor. And he was in the Congress.
Well, he had money.
He probably had money.
I told you. I feel that.
He probably had money. The women trying to get that. The women that he attacked.
That about money.
But they wouldn't share a bedroom. They wouldn't. They say he drunk every day. I'm just reading. I can't play it. There's a video he got on YouTube too. What? So he was in Congress with Kamala Harris now. He was up there with them. Wow. It just seemed like he felt like his whole world had to tumble down on him. But still, there was no reason for him to take those kids' mom, y'all. You cannot blame someone else for your own faults and mistakes. You were with these two women. It was before he even married his wife. Those two women that alleged him to assault him, they was in college. But he said it was consensual. But, now people can come out and say 20 years later, you messed with me in college and you can get charges against you. So all of that is carried on. That was part of his reputation. And from what the video said, he was leading up to drinking and yeah. But they got teenagers, so I'm assuming, which is probably gonna come out later on. But I'm gonna watch that video Frank told me about, and see how long was they married. So he's trying to say the wife assaulted him in January, but they said they ain't seen no proof of it, and she had cameras in the house. So that was just gonna be kind of be like a little alibi for him, trying to say, yeah, she was assaulting me. She wasn't assaulting him. So they really saying that this was domestic violence. It was leading up to that domestic violence. The way how he was treating her, he was drinking, he was going on a sparrow hitting rock bottom because he was up there with Kamala Harris now. He was a governor. He was one of the top politicians, lieutenant. Keep your hand to yourself, man. These women won't come back and say you touched them. Women too. Women be doing stuff. Women be like when Johnny Depp went to court. His wife assaulted him, but this woman did not assault him. He just couldn't face the reality. He couldn't face his responsibility. He didn't take accountability on the things that he supposed to have been done. So I'm just reading. I don't know how the kids were, but they said they was teenagers, so they had to be together for a while. I'm just reading the comments. Sad story. They feel sorry for the children. They saying mental illness is playing a part of it because he was. Let me see, can I find that where he said he was telling people he needed help. Why tell people you need help? Go get help. And then the people that he told he need help, why they didn't get him help? But it gotta be up to you to want to get help. I know I done had relatives where they was like, they need to be in Alcohol Anonymous and this and that. But you cannot tell the person to go. They gotta want to go. You can encourage them and tell them, look, you need to be in counseling. You need to be going to AA. You need to be going this or going that. You can tell them in order for them to do something to keep their lives and live, but it's still gonna be up to that person if they want to do it. You can sit here and tell a person all day, you need to stop drinking, you need to stop smoking, but it's still gonna be up to them until a person realize it's time for them to get help. But sometimes people wait till they being hit rock bottom, and in cases like this, you end up thinking they'll be better off dead. But he wasn't thinking about his children. No way in the world a man within that right mind. He was definitely someone. He was having some demons. The devil was in him. Everything. You gonna take your life and the children, mother. Now your children left to depend on relatives. That's what I call a coward. A coward, because he couldn't face the things that he done. Instead of, if he said he was innocent in those sexual assaults, why he didn't go to court? Why he just didn't wait and go to court for it and fight? And then the wife probably had put up with him so much of whatever was going on with him. We probably ain't heard too much about it yet, but it gonna probably come out in the days to come. They're gonna be trying to bring some stuff out by her, because that's how the social media work. And that how sometimes the court system work, all depending on the lawyers and stuff like that too. They're gonna be trying to make it seem like it's something she did. They're gonna try to make it look like, oh, she was doing this. But it wasn't about what she was doing, it's about what he did to her. But they're gonna take it now. And I'm right, Jewel. Because you see how it was working with that R. Kelly case, right? Everything got flipped around. They didn't want you to talk about what the alleged victims were doing. They wanted you just based on talk about what that person doing. This man killed his wife. He gonna have the answer to God. Then he turned around and killed himself. What making him think that he's going to heaven? Because he's not. You done mess your children up. I was trying to see how the kids were, but they're not saying. They just say they're teenagers. Hey, Kenneth, how you doing? But like I say, it's sad that people turn to violence, gun violence, and feel like this is the answer. It's not the answer. It's not the answer. If you need help, there are numbers out there, 1-800 numbers that you can call. I got numbers on my paper. If anybody out there that's in any type of distress, that's going through any type of domestic violence, that need to talk to someone, anyone that feel like they want to commit suicide, there are numbers that you can call. Okay, Jewel, I appreciate you, my girl. And thank you for your input. There are numbers, and you don't even have to give your name. You can talk to people anonymous. Just get help. Just get the help you need. Think about your life. If you got children, think about your children. My prayer was always, and I still pray for my children are grown. But all the while my children were small, I was saying, God, please let me live to see them get grown. I prayed that prayer every day, y'all. And I still pray it. I pray for my grandkids. I pray for my children. I pray for myself, my family. Because you don't want your young children left behind like that. Because people, I'm telling you, you hear and see all these type of things on television, how people mistreat your children. Some people they don't take care of your children while you're gone. They're only looking at that money. They're looking at the money or what they can benefit from other people's children. So I don't know who got the children now. Maybe her parents or his parents. But it's sad. I had seen a picture somewhere where I think I seen a video where I guess the kids were small. Yeah. And there's a lot of people saying he was a good worker. He was, they were saying, a lot of people saying some good things about him. And they just surprised. They are surprised to see that he did that. One person said, my heart goes out to the Fairfax family today, particularly the children. For anyone struggling with this kind of darkness, the most courageous thing that you can do is ask for help. There is more help and friendship out there than we realize. So do not fear, for I am with you. Yep. Wow. He was going through some. They said that he needed help, but he didn't get help. He was a coward. He figured, this is my way out right here. Taking them kids' mom and killing himself. Instead of just facing reality. Look, let me tell y'all, a lot of Frank, I don't know if you might agree with me or not, but my husband, he gone out here now. But some men have a lot of pride. They have a lot of pride. They don't want to, they feel like if they the man of the house, they want to be the man of the house. They want to be the one to provide and have everything because they the man. But when you didn't went through something like he went through with this sexual assault thing, and he saw that caused him his career. Even though it happened before he got married, but it happened while he was in college. But it fueled over into his marriage. And I guarantee he was abusing that wife. She probably never spoke on it, but she probably just dealt with it because he already got a lot of stuff going on. She probably just didn't want to report anything on him. But if this man had already, even though he's denied the alleged sexual assault, he probably had a pattern or something going on, and that wife seen it. She didn't want to be with him no more. She wanted a divorce. So it had to be some. She probably saw those red flags. But she was just trying to just stay with him. Like, it was a lady came in my chat last week. I forgot who it was. But she said, I haven't seen her since last week. She said she stayed with her husband for 20 years through the abuse. She stayed with her husband for 20 years, and he was abusing her because she was afraid. She was afraid. But she left out of 20 years. Frank, I think you was in here when that lady said that in the chat. And that is what a lot going on now, y'all. A lot of people put up with stuff for years because they be afraid to leave. They be scared that they won't be able to live without that person. They think that they won't be able to have the financial help that they was once had. And then a lot of people stay with people for their children. I forgot what her name was, but she supposed to be came back and she was going to share it when she felt comfortable. And she said she stayed with her husband for 20 years. I mean, some people, this kind of stuff be on Lifetime. We see this kind of stuff on Lifetime and Tubi. These folks shooting and killing their wives and husbands. because they don't see no other way out. But that's just the devil. The devil have them feeling like, look, I'm gonna get on camera now. The devil have them feeling like they don't have a way out. They're telling them, yeah, let me go and take her out. Let me go and take her out. Stuff like that. Let me go on and you know, but he wasn't thinking about his children. Hey y'all, he was not thinking about his children and what this was gonna impact his kids. A coward. That's what he was. Definitely a coward. And he was selfish. Nothing but the devil. That's all he was, y'all. The straight devil. The straight devil. And she would the mom probably was trying to do things the legal way. Like he probably saying, did my house too. Did my house too. I ain't gotta leave him. He probably saying, I got money in their house. I done put a lot of money in their house too. Let's just wait till we go to court. Let me just stay on him. And they said they was in the house. I saw this video. They was staying there, but they wasn't sleeping together. They was in separate bedrooms. But he just went on a drinking spell. There's a video I just showed. Well, I mean, I couldn't show it. I was just reading it. They said he had been drinking. They wasn't sleeping in the same bedroom. They were just staying together till everything got finalized. But you already, maybe she just didn't think this kind of stuff was going to happen. Thank you, Kenny. Maybe she didn't think this was going to happen. She's probably thinking, well, I'll let him go and stay here for a couple of weeks or a couple of days, and we'll let things just work on out. Sadly, it's most women that go through that every day. Not many men go through that. No, it don't. But, I know there's some women out there will abuse a man, But it's majority of women going through it. Because a lot of our men, they feel certain ways when they don't have work. They feel certain way when they don't have work. They feel certain ways when they can't provide for the families the way, because they the man, they feel like they're supposed to be the breadwinner. They're supposed to be the one to do this or do that. Some men don't want women to make more money than them. Some men don't like when women make more money than them. Some men don't like when women have more authority than them. It's like it do something to their pride, make them feel like, look, you ain't gonna kill me. You gonna kill me. Oh, was that good, guys? Let me call my two. Lord have mercy, Jesus. But I just, like I said, mental health is playing a part in this because of the situations that he was going through. But he didn't try to get no help, though. He didn't try to get no help. He spoke on saying he needed help, but he didn't try to get none. But you got to want to help yourself. Yep, so I'm just trying to see what else. Reading on some other stuff. I think that really hurt his reputation when they filed those sexual assault charges against him. Where everybody saying it thoughts of with the children. Straight shame. He was 47 years old. He was 47 years old. Where is the link? The link to the story? What, you want a link to the story? Hold on. You talking about a link to the story that I was I know Frank had put a link in there. Frank, you still got that link? Yeah, I feel for the kids too. Let me you want the link to the story, Jewel? Or the link there on the panel. Anybody want to come on the panel? Let me get the video I showed you because I couldn't play it. You know, YouTube got so many. They got these rules, so I try to. I'm just get my monetization back, so I try to stick with the not to get the copyright and stuff. Cause that's what they'll give me. Hold on, I'm finna copy it right here. And you could watch it. I'm gonna watch it over when I'm gonna watch the one Frank sent me too. I can show it, but I can't play the what they're saying. Cause some of those channels will give you a strike. Some of them don't try to. Hold on. Oh, to come up. What, girl? Oh my God, you want to come on the panel? Hold on, sweetie. Can you tap on that? Oh my God. Can you tap on the panel right now? I'm trying to put it in the. I just tapped the. If you can't get it out there, I'm going to have to put it on my community wall. See, I got it going like straight. This like vertical. This is kind of like vertical YouTube. So I put the stream on my community wall, Jewel. If you can't tap on it right now, go to my community wall. You can get it out there. But it's sad, y'all. My husband, good God, leave me alone. Big Key. I mean, these folks going crazy right here. You're gonna have to put, yeah, because I can't. You got to go to my community wall, Jewel. These people is really going crazy. I'm trying to see if there's any more updates on it, the current update. Has she got it yet? You got to go to community wall, Jewel. I see they still looking for that little old lady, y'all. They still ain't found that little lady, Miss Nancy, yet. Lord have mercy. I said, Lord, are they going to ever find that little lady? She been gone by what, 3 or 4 months? Go to the community wall. You can get it because it won't click in the chat because I got the live going with straight. If I had did it the other way, it would have clicked in the chat. Yeah, they haven't found that little lady yet. So the current these are just the current updates about the situation. They still investigating. So they got a 911 call from the son. And they just got the numbers that if you want to talk to someone, if you're going through any type of domestic violence. Did she get it out the community wall yet? I don't know why they won't let it click on it. You can't get on it right there. I guess that's just how they deal with StreamYard, I guess. So they're gonna call this they calling it like a domestic violence, and they're saying some mental health was going on and stuff like that. So you must not be doing it right. It's on my community wall. Did you hit it? It ain't gonna come through in the chat. Go to my community wall. It won't let you click in the chat. You can do it on the community wall. I got the stream on the community wall. Just click on it. It'll show me when you come right down. So they said the social press reported that Serena and Justin Fairfax had separated in 2024. What? And filed for divorce last year, citing a court filing. Police indicate on Thursday that they was what? That they filed for divorce in 2024. And they were still living together. Well, they were roommates. Oh my God. Do y'all hear that? They were separated in 2024 now. They filed for divorce last year. They were just living together in separate beds. What? Just too much. This one came from the Associated Press right here. They separated in 2024, filed for divorce last year, citing a court filing. Police indicate on Thursday that they were still living in the same house with two children, both of whom were at home at the time of the shooting. Lord have mercy. So he had got the recent paper. I read she wanted to go on and just get it on over with. They separated in 24. So they had been living just separated in the same house for over a year, almost 2 years. Mickey, you could have did that. You could have still stayed with somebody over a year knowing that y'all wasn't together. There is no telling what was going on in that house. Lord have mercy. That's crazy. They don't tell her what was going on. They don't tell her what was going on. Why are you gonna? Maybe they both were having a hard time, you know. Maybe they both were going through financial stuff and it could not do it. Let me see, can I click again? Let me see, can I do it again? You went to the one on the community wall? Let me try to click it again. That don't make no sense, that y'all. From that video I seen that they were staying in separate bedrooms. They were staying in separate bedrooms. They filed a divorce. Let me see, can I click on it? I got it on my community wall again. I'm gonna click on it again. When I click on it, go right to my, you know, when you click on it, it don't say enter. You don't see what they said, let your set up. I just put it up again. Maybe I misprinted or something. Let me see. No, the what I said before, it going right to the studio. You got to go to the community wall because it ain't going to let you click on it in the chat. I don't know why it won't do it. Probably because the way I'm streaming, probably. But this man, these folks were staying together 2 years. They were staying together and they were separated 2 years ago. So they probably still thinking they had a, I mean, he probably still thought that, see, it won't click in the chat. He probably thinking they still had a chance. See, when I put it in the chat, it won't go. Because I went vertical like. If I had went the other way. Okay, that's you, Jewel. That's you? All right, I see you, sweetie. Had to make sure, girl. Yeah. Hey, Jules! Oh my God! How are you doing?
All right, I can't be on camera, so I just wanted to let you know it was me, but I'm gonna take my face off, okay?
Okay, this is my first time seeing you. This
You
is
see me on my channel?
Huh?
You've seen me on my channel?
Girl, I probably like you got a hat on your head. So you still at work?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how you been
I'm
doing?
gonna take off.
Introduce yourself. This is one of my longtime members right here. This is one of my girls. So how you been doing?
I've been okay.
That's
Been
good.
okay. I just been working a lot. That's
Okay.
what I've been doing a lot. I
But
just wanna
tell everybody who you is. 'Cause I know you say you finna start,
how
try
you
to
doing?
start your channel back up. Let everybody know who you are, for they can be able to find you and everything.
Okay, my channel is Jules for You. What I was talking about on my channel was, I was trying to lose some weight. It didn't happen. So I'm
Child, I'm
trying to
still
like
working too hard. It's hard, but
so I'm trying to rebrand it. So I'm gonna be like doing stuff like cooking healthy, going
okay,
places, getting out the house and things like that. So
that'll
I'm
be
gonna
good.
take you on my journey on some of the places that I'm gonna be going, the stuff that I'm gonna be doing around the house, those type of things. But
That'll be
I'm just gonna
great.
I'm just gonna keep it simple and keeping God first and
Okay,
taking it, one day at a time. That's what I'm gonna
that's
do.
it. That's all we can do. And I just want to thank you for supporting me. Thank you when you had sent me some. I appreciate what you had sent me when I was going through with my mom. It's
Oh
still been hard
yeah.
on me. It's still been hard, but I just ask God to continue to just keep making me stronger. And just imagine what those kids finna go through now. So what do you think about that? Oh, this story that I'm talking about. What do you think? What do you think? I know he was the devil.
Oh,
What do you really think about this?
I just think, we we're lacking conf- conflict resolution skills.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we're going through stuff, like we go from 1 to 100.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though his world was crumbling down on him,
Mm-hmm.
he was going through a mental thing. But we
Yeah,
don't like to go get mental help.
that's
You
true.
know, you had lost your job,
Mm-hmm.
so that means that financially their their world was different because
Yeah.
that governor money was good.
He was a lieutenant governor.
Yeah, so that was some good money.
But did you hear what I
So
just read a while ago though? They separated in 2024. It's 2026. They were
but
still staying together.
that don't mean anything, Georgia girl, because when you look at Atlanta Housewives, isn't that lady that just got a divorce? Wasn't her husband living in the basement and she was living on the top? What's her name? Drew?
I don't really watch that, but I be hearing a lot of people talk about it. So people do that. They still live in the same house when they file a
They
divorce.
have been they've been living together for years and they played it out on the show. He's been living in the basement and she'll be having a conversation with the kids and she'll say, go downstairs and ask your dad. And he's in the basement.
What?
Yes. People actually live like that
Uh-uh.
because it'd be like they don't want to give up the house.
Yeah. Mm-mm. That's
They have a
good.
certain way that they have been living, so they want
Mm-hmm.
to continue that way of living, even though the
Wow.
relation, even though the relationship is very toxic.
Mm-hmm. But
And the only
wouldn't that would make the other feel like yes, we got still got something going on, misleading the other, wouldn't that well, unless they got their understanding like that, I guess. You know
I
what I'm
just
saying?
think, you know, as you get older, I'm trying to be more biblical.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't put God first or
Amen.
try to put things in order or in
Mm-hmm.
perspective, you just start doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Yep.
All kind of crazy thoughts that start coming in your mind.
He had to be. I mean, he was selfish. He was a coward. Um, he didn't love his kids. Cause if you love your children, why you gonna have your children to go through this?
Right, right.
Well, it just
I absolutely agree. I
I mean,
absolutely agree.
now this is Jules for you up here, everybody. She's one of my Georgia troopers. She's going to be rebranding her channel. Y'all make sure y'all when you go back down there, type troopers with people like if they haven't connected with you, they'll be able to. Are you starting over? You gonna still have the same channel, right? Or you
Yeah, I'm
just
still gonna have the same. I'm still gonna have the same channel, but I've been working a lot, so
yeah,
it's
you
been
just
hard
gotta
for
get
me to
back
get to it.
on.
Yeah.
Okay. But my prayers is going out to those children and
I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is in the water. I mean, just like somebody said in your chat, that
mhm.
pastor, she got killed on Easter. Her husband
You
killed her
saw
on
that?
Easter.
You
Yeah,
saw
after
that
she had
too?
finished. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, after she had, it's on YouTube everywhere. She
Yeah.
got pastored,
I was talking about
pastored
it
that day.
last week, I believe. I had my hub. You heard my hub. You ain't gonna kill me. No, this you ain't gonna kill me. My hub looking at me like, go somewhere. What's wrong with these people?
And when they asked him why did he do that to his wife, the only thing he could come up with was, I couldn't take it no more. Well, why didn't you just leave?
Thank you. But don't you? I'm like, when people used to be saying, if I can't have you, if I can't have you, nobody
Oh,
else
thank you,
will.
Green.
They should take that very seriously, shouldn't they?
Greens. Yeah. Yes, they should.
Cause people say that. They'll say, if I can't have you, nobody else will. And they tend to live up to their words. But God
Yes.
don't like ugly. God
And
do not
when they
huh?
and you should, and just like with this Tina and Teddy Campbell thing, and he filed for divorce.
Mm-hmm.
To
So
me,
who
she
are they?
should just
Because I don't really follow a lot of that's a reality shows on.
no, the Campbell, Mary.
Oh,
I,
girl, I seen that yesterday. I did see that yesterday, but I didn't really. You said Kim, I got you now. I didn't really read it, but they had been together a long time too, didn't they?
yeah, but you remember that whole cheating scandal he did maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, and she took him back.
Oh, okay, I know she was having. Which one is it? Now I'm trying to look it up. Was it Erica
It's
or the other one?
Tina. It's Tina.
Okay.
Tina.
Yeah, I did see that what she was filing. I tell you, and then she took him back. And see, when they do that, it just and I read she didn't promise that look, she can't take no more of it. There's a Tina
He filed the divorce.
Campbell. Okay. I'm reading right here. Tina Campbell. Let's see. Uh oh, they've been together 25. What?
Yeah, and she wants him back. She don't want the divorce, but he said that he wants a divorce.
Lord, woman, let that man go for he do something crazy to you.
That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying.
It seems
Sometimes you
like there's
need to
some
just
patterns
look.
going on around here. Gospel star Tina Campbell husband's filed for divorce. This came from TMC right here. One half of the gospel powerhouse duo Mary is facing a major shakeup at home because her husband has officially filed to end their marriage. What? Tina husband Glendon Campbell filed for divorce in Los Angeles County on Monday, citing the standard inconceivable differences as the reason for the split. According to the legal docs. What? Wow, they got married in 2000. They separated in June 24, marking more than decades of marriage before they. God. So she don't want to let him go, huh?
No, this is their second time
Mama,
through
please.
this.
You now
It's,
look. You said she let him came back after the first time.
Yeah,
So he must be still doing the
honest.
same.
They they went through like counseling and all this craziness. It played
They
out
got
on the
two
reality
children.
show.
They got two children too. What?
They got about four.
Okay. So right here they said doc say they have two minor children. So they got two small kids. Cause she was
And
pregnant
two,
once.
yeah,
Oh,
she
that was
had
the
two
other one.
small ones. She had
Mhm.
two small ones and two older ones.
Okay, they said right here she got two minor children together. Although Glimmy didn't check any boxes about custody, he did ask the court to establish visitation and ask for any spousal support issue to be sorted out down the line.
And
Woman,
I
let
don't
that man,
know, and
huh?
I don't know why she want him. He was cheating on her. He cheated with the babysitter.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God. She won't, you know, I don't know. It's like like I said, some people try to stay in marriages and relationship due to for the children. Some try to stay together for financial stability and uh-uh. Honey, she took him back. He ought to You already know how
Hmm.
he is. Why you want to deal with this again?
I don't know. I don't know. Every woman is different.
Yeah. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't think I ever want to be married. What I've been saying out here on these streets. I
I
mean,
know,
taking
girl.
people.
It's a mess for all
It
this.
is a
I know,
mess.
just like the man about the pastor. This woman had just preached a sermon.
They said it
He
was a
didn't have
beautiful
God in his
sermon.
huh,
They said it was a beautiful sermon too.
Lord. He didn't have God in his life either. He didn't have God in his life. No way in the world this
And
woman
then,
gonna sit here and preach the word of God, and then you gonna turn around and do some stuff like that. Come on.
and when they interviewed the daughter, she just said that she couldn't even believe it. She said it
Yeah.
just don't seem real.
Because she was speaking on like they didn't see this coming. They didn't, so it was something going on. The kids probably just didn't know. No, the mama probably was keeping stuff to herself because she probably wanted, speak on it among the children. Yeah, it's a lot. You heard what I had my husband did. You don't kill me. And she talking about my husband's like, we ain't got no money. My
Let
husband's
me
like, we ain't
see.
got no money. What you trying to say? We had some money, you gonna kill me? That's what he said. We ain't got no money. Oh Lord.
Oh my goodness.
But
So I
honey,
just
thank you, Jordan. My first time seeing you. Have you been coming on people panels?
I haven't really been on here lately, so
I'm
I
talking about like, do
gotta
you be
say
on
no.
other panels? Do you be on other people panels? Hey,
Um,
Louis.
I, I have not been on anybody panel probably in a year or more.
Oh, okay. That's why when you said you want the link, I thought you were talking about the link too. I'm like, okay, come on up here, girl. But yeah,
Okay.
it's sad though. I mean, it's sad. How you been doing, Louis? You don't know what's going on in people's minds. Like I said, people can be smiling on the outside, but you don't know what kind of demons people are having or working with. This man had some demons. You hear me? For one
Mm-hmm.
thing, he lost his job. Now this happened. See, like I said, they say he assaulted them two women. You know, they went back and did him the same way they did R. Kelly. It happened in, 20 years ago, but they came back
Mm-hmm.
and filed assaults against him. And you know, while you working in the government, you know they're gonna call for you to resign like they're doing the other man that's in Congress now. But why did they do
Right.
Trump like that? When they filed those charges against Trump, they still let him ran for president,
Yeah, they
right?
did. They
Crazy.
did.
I feel like that's not fair. If you're gonna do one for one, do it for all.
And went all the way back to college.
Yeah, they said that happened before. This Jules for you up here, everybody. When she go back to the chat, she gonna drop her link. She said she gonna be rebranding her channel. And we were just up there talking about domestic violence and about the situation with the governor that killed himself and his wife. And we just trying to be like, what's going on? What's going on? I mean, and then a lot of people be like you said, I don't want to get married. I don't want to be serious in a relationship. Because you know how some people be, you don't want nobody to, you want to be loved. Yes, you want to be loved, but you want to be loved to death. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, not real.
Some people take this
Yeah,
stuff, they take it
way too
serious.
serious.
You been doing
Well, I just
okay?
wanted to
You heard
say,
about the case about what happened to the governor and his wife? Okay, Joe, it's good to
yeah,
see you.
I'm gonna drop
Thank,
down. But thank
thank
you
you
for
for
letting me come up,
supporting
okay?
me. I appreciate you so much.
Talk to you later.
Okay. She'll be putting a link in the chat. She's gonna type Trooper. She's one of my longtime members. And thank you, Jules. And we were just, we just trying to figure out what's going on. Why is everybody trying to kill people? Everybody trying to kill their spouses. I have to ask my husband, you gonna kill me? He laughing at me like, good, go somewhere with that. But it's sad though. It's sad that those two children is gonna have to be without both of their parents. And Jewel was just telling me about Mary. You know, she's part of the sister group, Mary. Her husband filed for divorce, but she don't want to let her husband go. They've been married 25 years. Woman, this man that cheated on you and you took him back. He want a divorce. Let him go. Please let him go. We don't want to have to read up in the news about you, Mary. Tina, you part of the Mary. Let that man go. Let him go. But that's what I'm saying. You know, I guess I can easily say to let someone go. I'm not in their shoes or what. You're welcome, sweetie. But when you get tired, and some people still be tired and go through this domestic violence, they still won't leave. Like the lady that was in my chat last week. She said she stayed with her husband 20 years through abuse. She said she was scared to leave because of fear. Some people be scared to leave their mates because they be threatened. You know, they might threaten them if you leave, or they don't feel like you, or you might feel like you won't make it. You feel like you can't make it without your husband or wife if y'all were to leave each other. But if you got God in your life, you will make it. You will make it. You know, he said it's gonna be some days. He said all days are not gonna be sunshine. It ain't gonna be sunshine all the time. But the rainbow will come out. Things will get better sooner or later. But you got to just trust God in the process and trust the process. If you're in an abusive relationship, you know somebody's abusing you, you know you're being treated bad, you don't have to sit there and take it. But as long as you stay in that relationship, they're going to have that power over you. They feel like, I got her now. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. But you got to love who you are. You got to love yourself. And you got to love your children. You won't want yourself to keep living in that type of situation. You don't want your children to be brought up in that situation. And I'm sure that wife saw those red flags from her husband. She had to see the red flags. She saw all of that. But she felt like she was doing the right thing about letting him stay at the house. But you done separated in 24. Y'all was just staying in the house like y'all roommates. Come on, people. Staying in the house together like they roommates. They was staying in separate beds. They had them file. She filed, I guess, the paperwork. She filed again, maybe. I guess he wasn't ready for that. He wanted to still stay in that house with that lady. That lady probably wanted to move on, find her somebody else. But he wasn't ready for that. He wanted to just keep dragging her down. What are you playing? Playing that music? But prayers going out to anybody that's going through this type of stuff, domestic violence. Stop the gun violence. I mean, I know people use gun for protection, but not to hurt nobody else. This is what you said, Louis. What you said? Okay. I was on the internet, but I was on the internet much yesterday because I was watching a trial. Who trial you watching, Louis? What trial you watching? What trial you watching? But it's sad. But I had read something about. I was trying to find that article where they said he had bought a gun. I guess he had a license to carry the gun or whatever, and he was somewhere with the gun, and I'm trying to see where I found that article earlier today. Because I had been reading because I wanted to talk about it. People knew he had a gun, but he said he was having a gun for his protection. So he turned the gun on himself after he shot his wife. I don't know where I read that at, but I'm trying to see where I found that article at. But they're still investigating, guys. They're still investigating. Let's see what they say here right here. Police are in the preliminary stage of the investigation. David said Fairfax was recently served. Yeah, I read that part. That he did get his paperwork. I've been watching a trial that's been going on for the unraveling Athena Strand. Oh, okay. So they said when he got those papers again, see, like I said, he probably thinking everything was good. Because they got separated in 2024. They've been living in the same house, but ain't been sleeping in the same bed and whatever. It's just like they were just living together because of the sake of the kids. Until I guess the man thought maybe, well, I've been staying here over 2 years, almost 2 years, and we haven't really filed a divorce, but here he go. The papers came to him, and they said they believe when he got those divorce papers, it flipped him out. In his mind, he's saying, look, I ain't got nothing. And I'm not finna let go of my wife. But he wasn't thinking about his children. You done killed your children's mother. Now they're left with nobody. You dead because you killed yourself. So it wasn't there but the devil's work. Evilness, devil work was working on him. And he fell for it. The devil was at him. He fell for it. You said it was about the little girl that was in Texas was getting a Christmas present. FedEx driver dropped it off. What? That happened in 2002? Next Monday, his defense will be talking to see if he get life. Ooh, he need to get it. He need to get the death penalty. What? And I was watching a crazy movie last night, y'all. I don't know if y'all seen this on oh my God. It was called what was it? But anyway, the killer was the husband. What was the name of that movie? But anyway, the dad had married his own daughter. Have y'all seen that movie on Lifetime? On Tubi, on Netflix? About this crazy man and his daughter got married. That was a crazy movie. He was married to this woman, right? They had a child, a little girl. He couldn't stand to hear the little girl crying. So he gonna be putting the little girl in the freezer. I think it called Husband. Let me see what that movie was. I seen it last night. That was a crazy movie. They lied on the marriage after the little girl got big. She wanted to meet her parent. But the girl fell in love with her daddy, y'all. That was so nasty. Incest. But people, some people be really doing that. Some people marry their dads and moms. That's just sick, y'all. That's some sick stuff. That movie was so sick and twisted. But when I get back in my tablet tomorrow, I will send you some links on your email about the case. Okay. But I'm still here watching my Friday. But Frank, have you seen that movie on Netflix? But a daddy married his daughter. And then he turned around and killed the daughter. The daughter was pregnant by her daddy. Ooh, that was a sick movie last night. But he was just like this man right here, sick. This man killed his daughter, which he married and had a child with, killed the child too. He killed the mom, and he turned around and killed himself. There wasn't nothing but some sickness. And that was a true picture. It's on Netflix. Let me see. It was just sick. As I was watching the movie, I seen where, how he was treating the little girl when she was a baby. When every time the baby would cry, he would put the baby in the freezer. And so they put the little girl up for adoption. But once she got old enough, she wanted to know who her parents was. She was 16 when it found her real parents. And the girl fell in love with her daddy, y'all. Oh my God. And by him being the adult, why you let this happen? You married your own child? Who do some evil stuff like that? And it was a true story. This was a true story. It was on Netflix. I'm trying to find the name of it. That was some sick stuff. Let me see what it was. Husband. Oh, it's called You Cannot Trust Anybody, not even your neighbors or even delivery driver. People are sick. Yes, you're right. For them to do some stuff like that, kidnap and kill that little girl. Send it to me, Louis. I'll look at it. But yeah. The name of the movie is Husband, Father, Killer, the Elisa Platter story. This crazy man killed his daughter, which was his wife, and the baby. He had a baby by his own daughter. He killed the baby. The baby was about like 7 or 8 months old. He killed his daughter, and he turned around and killed himself. And it was a true story. And that's why I said, I hate to say it, y'all. It's some weak men out here. How you gonna touch your own daughter and then turn around and marry your own child? Sick. He was weak. He was a coward. He killed himself too. And instead of He turned the girl mama against her. See, the girl didn't know the real truth about why they gave her up. I said the mama should have spoke up way before she did and told her the reason they gave her up because your dad was abusing you. He would let you cry. Every time the little girl would cry, he would be putting it in the freezer. Then he started doing another little baby like that. He was sick. He was very sick in the mind. But what he was doing, he manipulated his own daughter, y'all. The man manipulated his own daughter. I'm talking about this movie I seen. He manipulated his own daughter. Talking about, we're in love. We're in love. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because in some states, they allow incest. That's what you call incest. When you have to marry your own child, mess with your own child. That's abuse. So They'll arrest him and her both. They'll arrest the father and the daughter for that. But after he got out of jail, the girl broke up with him. His daughter broke up with him, said she don't want to continue like that. And he couldn't stand. A lot of people cannot stand rejections. When a lot of men and women can't stand rejection, they feel like if they can't have you, nobody else can. And that's the same thing what happened with that governor. Even though she let him stay with him they stayed together over 2 years, separated. But once those papers started rolling in, he clicked. Because he knew she was trying to find a way out. But he didn't want her to find a way. He wanted to just continue to be selfish and kept her in the situation she was in. She probably wanted to just move on with her life. How it look? She's trying to have a new man in her life. Her ex-husband staying downstairs. Come on. He could have let that lady live. If that devil was out there, he would have had to pay for what he had to do. But why take those kids, Mom? Why take those kids, Mom? So I just want to share about this awareness about, my disclaimer. I'm about to get on off here. I had made me some tuna today. That's why I was eating today. Don't eat today or the night because it's night now. Like I said, this is my disclaimer. And like I said, anything that I have shared today was for educational purposes only. But this is a real life story. And this is what's going on out in the world. Some people just don't know how to take rejection. Some people just don't face their reality about what's happening in their life. They rather take it out on everybody else. If you have issues, you can't keep a job, and then you doing things that you shouldn't do. That's your responsibility. That's something you're gonna have to deal with. Don't take it out on people. Live up and be responsible for the things that you have done. You see, he was a coward. Yes, he probably was in a bad space, probably dealing with mental health. But why you didn't get help? And that's probably why she didn't leave either, because he probably was gonna hurt her if she had left the house. So in order for him, even though he ended up hurting her anyway, he ended up killing her. But still, I wonder why she just didn't ever leave either. Why does she say, look, we could just stay together till the divorce is settled? See, she probably figured that she was helping him. And then it probably was helping her financially. But still, once he got the whole divorce paper, time for them to go to court, he didn't want to do that. Because that means there would be more people talking about him. He already had a reputation of assault, messing with two. Well, allegedly, he assaulted 2 women. So he didn't want that to keep going on. He didn't want this to add on to what he already was facing. So, what I want to share? I want to share a prayer, and then I'm finna get on off of here. My prayers going out to that family. I do want to thank everybody who did come through and talk about what was, with me about what was happening with this couple here. Like I said, prayers going out to those children. And, like I said, I always used to pray that I live to see my children get grown and have their own life and things like that. Now they going to be without their parents, and they still at a young age. So I'm about to close here. This is for the people that are going through domestic violence, are dealing with suicidal thoughts and things like that. Just never think that you're alone out here. There are people out here that will help you. You can call, leave your name anonymously. You know, you don't have to give people your name. Just say, look, I just need somebody to talk to. Try to get the help you need. You matter. Your life matters. And that's why I try to use my platform to, if I can't lift you up, I won't tear you down. And stop the gun violence. Too many lives are being lost, and it's affecting families and communities every day. This is something those kids probably ain't gonna never get over. You know, they're gonna have to have therapy, true or no, but it could probably gonna take time and probably they gotta understand why did my dad why did he even do this? Why? You know, that's one of the biggest reasons they want to know why. And then a lot of children will be trying to blame themselves for like when things go on in their mom and dad's marriages and things like that. But it don't be about the children, it be about those individuals, whether who's at fault or even we don't know what all she did, but from where it looked like it's because of the divorce situation. So I'm about to get ready to get on off of here. Like I said, in closing, I just want to leave this message. You are not alone. Your life does matter. Thank you for joining Friday Talking Tea. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And always stay prayed up, stay blessed, and stay encouraged. I was trying to find that prayer I was supposed to read out. But let's keep the family in prayer. They left behind 2 children, guys. And we did complete the prayer of the day challenge. Shout out to the ones that was able to put their prayers out. Next week we got pineapple water challenge. That would be for 5 days. And yeah. After that we'll have salad for the day. And that would end the challenge for April. May we won't be doing it in May. We'll probably start back doing something in June. And I'm gonna continue to keep going with this wellness and cardios and stuff, focusing on my heart health and my health. That's what I will continue to do. Like I said, it'd be challenging doing some of those exercises, but I just try to keep moving. So I'm gonna say this prayer again. I'm finna let y'all go. Lord, continue to guide us, protect us, and guide us with strength. Y'all continue to have a blessed night, a good weekend. Stay encouraged, and always stay what? Prayed up. And thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody that came through. Thank you for your input. And I'll see y'all on the next go round. And remember, guys, I'm going to have these numbers in this disclaimer in my description. Never feel like you're alone out here, because there's somebody going through some things too. But if you need someone to talk to, reach out to someone for help. Good night, everybody. And thank you, Jules, for